everybody. Welcome to Build Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in pop culture. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Allie Colbert.
I'm Lucas Tim. Hi, everyone.
Happy Friday.
Yeah. Let's start with a morning pop. Beverly Hills 90210 is all set for a revival with the original cast at Fox. Taylor Swift has graced the cover of LUK with a powerful essay about pop music, and Aquaman has officially gotten a December 2022 release date. Now let's serve you our favorite stories of the day.
Now our first course, the second trailer for X-Men Dark Phoenix has arrived, and fans can finally see actor Sophie Turner's character transform into her darkest, most empowered self yet. Take a look.
What they don't understand, what they fear, and what they fear, we seek to destroy.
This is your fault, Charles.
I tried to protect her.
I'm scared. When I lose control, bad things happen to people I love.
The girl dies. She's still Jean. We can still help her.
Sometimes you want to believe people are something that they are not. By the time you realize who they are, it's too late.
Guys, you know, Halle Berry really hasn't aged at all. It's phenomenal how beautiful she still is.
Sophie Turner, Jessica Chastain, Jennifer Lawrence, is this what superhero movies are? Because then I'm gonna watch.
Yes, 2019. We're living in a great ass time, and I love X-Men. X-Men is one of my favorite franchises. Since a kid, I've just always loved the idea of like being a mutant and coming into your powers and having this cool special school. Like, it's like what dreams are made of for me.
I do love
And
that.
backing off that, like being a weirdo growing up, the X-Men you really identify with because it's about weirdos getting together and they're special. I love the X-Men stories, and I especially love Jean Grey. I cannot even tell you how many times I've tried to open a door with my mind or tried to choke my brothers when they have annoyed me with my mind, like Jean Grey would do.
I still try. As an adult, I'm still like,
I would joke.
You did it to me yesterday.
One day it's gonna work. One day it's gonna work. But this film is so exciting. It may or may not be the last one of the whole first class like reboot prequels. But what I love about it, like we just talked about, it's a heavily female-focused film. And if you don't know the comics or whatever, Jean Grey, played by Sophie Turner in this movie, kind of is tortured by her supreme powers that make her basically the most powerful being on Earth. And it's kind of her battle within and battle with the X-Men, and I'm so pumped.
Do you know who Jessica Chastain is playing? Because I saw them as scene partners, and I'm into that because they kind of look like sisters.
So what's cool about this film, Jessica Chastain's in it, and she plays some sort of alien that is after the power that is possessing Jean.
She looks blind.
Yeah, well, we may not know, but what's cool about the trailer, and this is not a spoiler, Jennifer Lawrence will die in this film. And she dies in the full length of the trailer. Jennifer Lawrence has kind of made no secret, she's kind of done appearing in superhero movies, but apparently the director said this is not like any sort of X-Men film. There's a lot of casualties, and the Jennifer Lawrence scene is incredible.
That's actually interesting because when I was watching it, I was like, is J-Law really still into these superhero things? Because she's really like ascended in the last 2 years.
I was like, what the hell, J?
What is she doing? I thought it was actually cool that she was still so loyal to the franchise and the fans who like, obviously nobody wants to see a role recast. So I think it's cool that like she's gonna come back for it.
Yeah, and they made the Mystique character such a, like, especially in Days of Future Past, such a significant character. Like, she literally determines the fate of the world, which is purely, I think, because Jennifer Lawrence is such a great actress.
Yeah, I think this is amazing. I think just hopefully one day we'll see superheroes playing superheroes.
What's
real representation is what we're gonna move towards. I do love seeing all the female superheroes. I know Captain Marvel, I've been seeing a lot of the like trailers for that. And that one, they've actually changed the trailer recently. At first, it seemed like less interesting, and now it's like a little more action-packed trailers. And it got me excited to see Brie Larson in that sort of role.
Yeah, I didn't realize for so long that Brie Larson is Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I think she is very, very low-key. She's a very low-key superhero. She's kind of been sneaking up on us, so I'm excited to watch that film. She's not who I would think of to be cast in that film, but you know what? I know actors always love to surprise us, so I believe in her.
And they keep, like, I love how they release these trailers so early now, and then they release different trailers, so they, like, build this suspense. Because, like I said, the first couple did not look that great. And the one I saw, like, last week with Brie, I was like, oh, okay.
But I love good actors playing these roles. Like, I read for this film.
No, I like bad actors playing these roles,
but
man.
how many superhero movies we've seen with mediocre actors playing these films or whatever.
That's
you know what I'm
true,
talking about?
yeah.
Like, Sophie Turner, to prepare for this film, studied schizophrenia and would listen to voices in her head on her phone.
Whoa.
Like, and walk around listening to different voices, because like, that's intense for a superhero movie. So, and Sophie Turner, if you watch Game of Thrones, you've seen her evolve as an actress to the point, I mean, season 6, which is her roughest season, and she comes out of that, of course, as a awesome wolf queen, but I'm just saying, like, she's really grown as an actress. So I'm excited to see her in this film where she's really delves into different problems.
I wonder how Joe Jonas feels about that.
Yeah, she's like, honey, come to bed. She's like, no, I'm listening to the voices in my head.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, speaking of Joe Jonas, oh my God. Do you guys stay up late like I did at midnight to watch the release of Sucker? The Jonas Brothers are back, and they released their new music video, and all their wives are in it. So Sophie's in it, Priyanka Chopra's in it, Danielle's in it. Like, oh, so cool to be alive in this time. Honestly, like, I never thought that the Jonas Brothers would come back. You know, they were always saying they wouldn't, and I was like, okay, fine, I guess I can survive. But now they're all back, they're all married, they got their wives in a bunch of tubs, they're chilling, they're looking sexy. I can't wait for more.
I know, I was following your tweet, actually. I was more excited about how excited you were for this. So I'm happy that this moment came.
It's pretty cool that their wives are in it. For me, that's the reason I would watch.
Yeah.
Because I didn't grow up Jonas. But it wasn't that their show. But
I think so, growing up Jonas.
I felt that there was a clear demonstration that Nick was sort of the King Jonas.
Right.
Based on that poster. He was like ahead of everyone. I saw his man titties.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone else was flanked to the side. I thought
When
he was in the nicest
In
outfit.
those fitted pants.
Yeah.
When he's in
Fitted
Beyonce pose,
pants.
like the Destiny, he's the Beyonce of Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
It's not
Joe used to
any
be in the
doubt.
front, and now, you know, baby Nick is coming up, and I support it. Nick has always been my favorite, even when people said that, you know, he was the derping one. He's my favorite.
And Kevin's just happy to be there.
yeah.
I'm really happy for Kevin that he has a job again.
I do feel like they're probably doing this for Kevin. He's like, guys, I've got 2 kids. I know you have your other bands and your music and stuff, but like, I need
No, it's totally when Michael Jackson went back to Jackson 5.
Yes.
Jackson. That's purely because his brothers needed work.
I feel bad because there is a 4th Jonas brother.
Yeah, but
Frankie.
he's fine. Don't worry about it.
He is?
He was never a part of it, so it's not like they're not gonna add him in now.
No, but like,
I'm
They-
sure
they
he's
could.
like, he's probably like a cool, sexy underground hacker.
Oh, like Mr. Robot?
Yeah.
Is he Mr. Robot?
Yeah, he's Mr. Robot.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow, you learned something new every day.
yeah. Yeah, you know.
That video did look really fun, though, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really
It was
cool.
We should
really,
reenact
really-
it, BUILD Brunch.
I liked all the costumes, and when they're at the big table and they're like clapping, I was
Yes.
like very into it.
The costumes are very like Marie Antoinette with Kirsten Dunst, you know, like those
Yeah.
very big, over the
Yes.
top, like period pieces. Like I thought the director behind that, I was like, I'll give them that, even though I'm not actually like a Joe Bro fan. And the song was just okay, but I
Yeah.
think the rollout was really awesome.
Yeah, I agree. The song isn't groundbreaking, but when you're a Jonas Brother, you don't need to be groundbreaking. You know, you already got your fans hooked.
Can I be a little morbid for a second and just say that like the other 2 brothers are married and Joe isn't? And did anybody else feel like a little nervous? Like, what if him and Sophie break up?
Hey.
And then they've done this video together because they're not married
Well,
yet.
they're engaged.
Yeah,
I
they're
know,
engaged.
but like we see engagements end
The
every day.
likelihood of the other one's getting divorced is the same. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they're gonna pull off a marriage and get.
I got nervous.
I
It
mean, Nick
reminded me
and
of
Priyanka are still faking it. So.
They're
That's
convinced
not
they
a real
are.
marriage.
It just reminded me of like a Christmas photo where like everybody's with their spouse and that one brother has his girlfriend and the next year they're like, can we crop her
Oh,
out?
I
You know?
totally don't view them like that. They've been together way longer than Nick and Priyanka. They've
Right.
been engaged for like 1.5 years. No, they're good. Don't worry about that.
They look great together. I don't see them ever breaking up. But man, Sophie Turner is having like the best time of her
She really
career.
is.
Like she's in that music video. She's marrying Joe Jonas. She's in Game of Thrones. She's in X-Men. Like, oh my
Killing it.
God.
And I know
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, I think it's gonna be a really big season for her. For what she has said, is she's becoming a warrior, whatever
And I
that
don't even
version
like
of that is.
Sansa.
I love Sansa.
I've
she's
learned
evolved.
to love Sansa.
She grows into someone you like, but at first I'm
Of
like,
course
shut
not.
up.
Oh yeah.
Well, she was so
a
about-
bratty
Remember in the
teen.
beginning, she's like, "It's not bad, Dad. I
She's like,
want to
"Mom,
go to King's Landing."
I want to marry Joffrey. And it's
Shut
like,
the
why
fuck
are
up.
you
Yeah,
a
she's
monster?
obsessed with
What's
Joffrey.
wrong with you?
I know. It's so sad
See,
when you
people hated her at
rewatch.
first.
Of course, we all did. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was a little
No, but
brat.
now she's fine. But it's also just like, meh.
I know.
Okay.
Well, we're excited. Moving on, Andy King, the true star of Netflix's Fire Festival documentary, has shed some more light on why he was willing to trade sexual favors for Evian water. King recently bartended on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens Live and went into more detail on Cohen's radio show.
Hey, Andy, look what I got. Evian water.
We didn't have to
What
get
you
head
gonna
to
do
get
for
it.
this water, Andy?
You know, I love Evian water. It's really good for washing out your mouth after you take one for the team, you know?
So if you guys are not familiar, in the Fire Festival documentary, apparently there was 175, or there was some Evian bottles stuck in customs. And so, who's the guy's name? I'm like blanking on it. The guy that got sent to prison. Billy. Billy asked him to go to customs because the customs wanted $175,000. And he was like, do whatever you have to do to get this water because we don't have the money. And so Andy was like, I'll suck some dick to get that water.
No, Billy suggested it, like,
Billy called him and said, listen, as our gay leader, this is, quote, this is verbatim. You know, we need you to go and this part's not verbatim. Gay leader was verbatim. Now I'm just paraphrasing.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to.
We need you to go and suck some dick.
Take one for the team, and he was like, wink, wink.
To get this water.
But like, what blowjob is worth $175,000? Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I would never pay that much for a blowjob.
But Andy was and what he revealed with Andy Cohen was that apparently the customs official wasn't maybe even totally gay. He just was, quote, effeminate, and Billy had a vibe, which is classic Billy if you watch the Fire Festival.
Billy's the worst.
And Billy is literally every day, Billy is more the worst.
So what did our friend Andy King reveal further about the situation? Because
that the official never got paid, and that he hasn't spoken to the official yet. And I feel like if you want to almost blow a guy...
the official never got paid for the water.
Customs official. And I feel like if you're about to blow a guy, you maybe would want to follow up with him once in a while. I don't know. Just chat. Like, hey, what's up? Like,
he talked about how he was like swishing the water and cleaning his mouth the whole drive over there. So it wasn't just like in his hotel room. Like on the drive over, he was like still swishing.
He was doing mouth exercises, and I was like, wow, I've never prepped for a BJ like that in my life. Like, I'm just kind of like, okay, let's do this. But I've never been like car ride practicing, like being like asking my Uber driver for tips. Like that's intense.
Why is Team J is a real threat though?
Why
I
is
just jump in
before the blowjob?
Well, that's the big
question. Like, you want your mouth to be clean for a dick, you would switch Listerine after the BJ. It doesn't make any sense.
Unless he's trying to give like that little pee-pee hole, a little tingle surprise, you know? Sometimes
I just like
I get mouthwash and I just pour it right on the dick.
A little wintergreen sensation. You know,
it gets me thinking that he's either an expert at this, or that he's like professionally a very good blowjobber.
See, it makes me think he's not.
Or he's not.
Really good
or he's never done it before, and he's just like trying to be like, oh, what do I do? Like I want like unique New York, unique New York, unique New York. I picture him walking through like red leather, like walking.
It sounds like he's never given a blowjob.
Like he's never given a blowjob before. So like I don't know, this Andy man is really just what an enigma.
What I thought was really, really funny was that he said that he shared that detail thinking they wouldn't put it in the documentary. And I'd be like, why would you even bring it up? It's so salacious. Of course they're gonna put it in.
And then the director came to him and was like, it's a really important part of the story to show how desperate and how crazy the Fire Festival got. And I'm like,
I still don't buy it. I think that Andy King must have had some sort of weird obsession or loyalty to Billy to do that because you're not doing that. What is he doing this for? It still doesn't compute to me.
But he still stands by it though. He even like when he was saying that he thinks it really showcases how he would do anything to get the job done. And that nowadays people aren't willing to commit and make things happen. And I'm like, listen, if this is what we're putting on our workers, that they need to suck dick to make things happen, we're going in the wrong direction.
Yeah. This is why you think millennials are lazy. I'm okay with being labeled lazy.
Listen, you're gonna suck a lot of dick, okay?
He also said that he was a part of this documentary and speaking out because he wanted to help raise money for the workers who didn't get paid. So I think he's now trying to make himself even more of like a hero in the situation.
What I got from
it's funny that when he's talking about it in the documentary and now, he's kind of laughing at Billy, but it's like, no, the joke is completely on you.
Right. Well, what I think the more revealing of like, I didn't know it ended up in the documentary, you have to commit. It's like, no, it's revealing how dumb you were to believe Billy and then actually go to the length of almost giving a blowjob. Anything, Andy, we love to laugh at you. Like, that's like what I mean, it's true.
Know, poor guy.
He fell for the Billy thing and still kind of likes Billy. Apparently they've spoken on the phone that Billy feels remorseful. Okay. By the end of that documentary, Billy has another scheme, NYC events, emails coming up, like giving you free Madonna tickets every day.
Billy is scheming in prison. You know he's running scams on prisoners. Like, that's what he does.
It's really, this Andy guy really is just...
I hope the prisoners are going to Billy like, want to take one for the team? Want to take one for the team? Want to take one for the team? And he's just like, please get all these dicks out of my face.
I mean, I still feel like Ja Rule. should be with Billy right now. I have strong opinions about Ja Rule and the guy that was being on.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. Whenever we bring up Ja Rule, I'm just like,
it's murder. Sorry.
She has a great impression, you guys.
That's all I can say though, like Ja Rule, like that's it.
You said some other stuff. Say orange juice.
Orange juice.
See?
There you go.
Get her on SNL.
Thank you so much, guys.
You guys, several media outlets have reported on a new viral Momo challenge that allegedly convinces children to harm themselves. However, according to both The Atlantic and the BBC, many charities now say there is no evidence the Momo challenge has harmed any children and it was a hoax all along.
This is so disturbing.
So disturbing.
Yeah, that photo alone makes me want to just opt out.
She looks like a girl on a Sunday night at a really rough weekend.
I was going to say, I've seen some girls like that walking the walk of shame.
The walk of shame.
On like a Sunday morning.
Yeah. That is rough.
I mean, we could just take it. It's so scary. It's terrifying. I would, as an adult, be terrified if that showed up in a video.
I'm actually shocked we're showing it now on live. It's like,
The story is so complicated though because
so bad.
They were saying this is a hoax, but then they did say that they have found this in unofficial videos. So like Peppa Pig, for instance, has official videos put up by the company, but then unofficial Peppa Pig videos they have found this in, and it would pop up and tell kids scary shit. So it is happening.
Yes, and charities are saying that there's no evidence that this has harmed children, but just because a child hasn't gone and physically harmed themselves doesn't mean it hasn't affected and harmed a child psychologically, emotionally.
Right.
If you have little kids going to their parents saying, the clown popped up in my video and said, kill yourself, like that's scary. Kids are now going to their parents being like, I want to hurt myself because this guy is popping up
Also,
in the
this
video.
image is harmful, I think.
I mean,
and supposedly the person who's also telling them to harm themselves is then threatening, saying, do not tell your parents or any adults you've seen this or I will kill your parents, which is super scary.
Some people in this world are so awful.
So awful.
How would you think when they, I'm gonna torture children and tell them to kill themselves?
Right.
Like, who would think that? I can't get past that.
I know. Going into that sort of dark space is like completely unfathomable for normal people.
Yeah. Right.
But what I was gonna say to your point is that it reminds me of a documentary we've all seen on Netflix recently, Abducted in Plain Sight, and how the whole sort of stipulation that kept this young girl in this horrible, horrible situation was that her predator was telling her, you can't tell your parents, and putting all of this pressure.
Right.
And it's when you alienate children and sort of force this narrative on them that there's a secret that they have to keep.
Right.
And
well, that's why some experts have been like, okay, if this is a hoax, if this isn't a hoax, it's a perfect opportunity to talk to your children about internet safety and things that are good or bad, and like nobody should ever be telling you not to tell your parents something. Again, even if this is a hoax, it's a great opportunity and a great teachable moment, I think.
Talking to kids? That's hard.
Yeah.
I'm tired. Tell the nanny to do it.
Also, even if this is a hoax, a very real story that just came out about YouTube, Variety did a piece on it, is they have now disabled comments for any YouTube video that has children in them because they discovered that there is a predator ring that is going around and time coding specifically like any video that has a kid in it, but also like gymnast videos with young little girls. And this was like within a couple of clicks, you could be linked into this like underground pedo ring that is using innocent videos for very sick.
And that pedo ring is called Nickelodeon.
That is when we got sued by Nickelodeon.
I've actually stumbled upon a similar sort of like black hole on Instagram where you'll see young kids, I mean, everyone has an Instagram now, of like 10 years old, and they're like 10-year-olds that have tons of followers, and you look and you see who the followers are, and they're just like grown men.
Yeah.
Well,
it is so disturbing.
When my younger brother, when he was a young teenager posting like his like dancing or shirtless pics, I was like, Daniel, your Instagram's literally made for pedophiles. Like, have you checked out who's liking your pictures? He's like, whatever, they're my followers, suck it. I'm like, what the, Daniel? But the tagging of internet, like white supremacists do that as well. They'll tag you on Twitter or something, and then like, everyone will be linked to it, and that's why reporters get a lot of hate and death threats because these evil organizations somehow through the internet are all linked and can attack people.
This was interesting too. We're also using WhatsApp, apparently, like requesting that kids add them as friends on WhatsApp, and then telling kids to do different challenges and not tell their parents. So it's like not only YouTube, it's like WhatsApp, which a lot of people use internationally.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying.
None of us are parents, but I wonder how parents are able to monitor and control children's use of technology other than just having conversations and hoping that it gets through. Because I mean, like, I remember when I was younger, having my first cell phone or going on the computer, and I would go into chat rooms and do stuff, but like that very quickly became really dangerous.
Yeah, I know there's like a kids YouTube. There are different avenues, but again, this looks like if these videos are getting into those feeds, I don't know really what parents are supposed to do other than like trying to check in more often.
Right.
But, I mean, I think that's hard.
Yeah.
But then, like, for instance, like Kim Kardashian, didn't she tweet to, like, at YouTube? So then it becomes, of course, parents talk to their kids, but then YouTube, I mean, which we've learned, of course, sorry to bring it back, since Russia interfering in our election, these sites have a responsibility to check the content that's being posted, and I feel like YouTube then has a responsibility to be spending money to monitor these children videos to make sure they are safe and not.
But we've seen YouTube just muck things up so often with not monitoring videos and being on top of that. So it's like to ask them that now, it's like, I'm not going to do it.
One of my friends who is a mom spoke about how this was challenging, and it's because she will pick the video her child watches, but if her child holds the iPad, they just click the side videos of like up next, and those are where like the parody video,
and the unofficial videos
ones come up. So it's easy to sneak in.
Because it's all tag-based, so like you can't control it. Even if you go to the official page, it's still gonna suggest if someone did their own version, it's gonna pop up. That's why it's like, Netflix has a child section, just go on Netflix.
Let's just return to books.
Yeah.
Ooh, books.
I loved reading books
great,
when I was little.
guys.
That was my favorite thing.
Yeah, there's no Momo in books.
Now I don't read.
No, Momo.
Now you can't read.
I can't
You lost the ability.
Really They're just telling me the words in my ear.
I think you're doing a great job, though.
Thank you, guys.
Really impressed.
Well, according to Insider, a 76-year-old man reportedly left a valuable Picasso vase on a train in Germany, and no one can find it. CNN reports the item is worth at least $11,000. Now, this is one of those, I cannot imagine how this poor old man, 76 years of age, must be feeling that he left a Picasso vase behind, you know.
Knowing him, he probably doesn't remember that he left it.
Yeah, well, hopefully, God, I hope so. I mean, if anything, the lesson learned of the story is, hey, you see an old man get up, make sure he didn't leave a valuable piece of modern art behind.
Yeah, I'm so confused by this story. First of all, I didn't know Picasso made vases. Anybody else surprised by that factoid?
Totally.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa.
He was just a
I've been to
painter.
a lot of museums. I've seen a lot of his different phases, the blue period, cubism. Never seen a damn vase.
Which makes this all that more rare.
How legit is this vase? I just
Never seen
true.
a damn vase.
It could be like off-brand Picasso made it.
the unofficial.
Like his cousin.
I don't think
also
that's out of the realm of possibility. I'm sure Picasso could have made a vase.
But what if it isn't Pablo Picasso? What if it's like Kevin Picasso?
Yeah, it's like, oh, Kevin! Kevin? Like, and he was Picasso's lame cousin.
It's L. Ron Picasso.
Right.
Yeah, no, this is just reminding me of, like, I'm super OCD, but when I, like, with my headphones, my wallet, my phone, everything goes to the exact same spot every time, so I never know when I lose it.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, okay, sure. I do.
Have you ever lost something? Like...
Well, we've spoken on the show. I lost my wallet, and the employee of Amtrak named Fatu wrote me a letter, sent it back.
Right.
And I sent him back the money in it, which was a great $2.
That's very nice.
He really enjoyed those $2. But yeah, other than that, no, I've not lost anything big, not lost valuable items.
Traveling with an $11,000 vase, it would be the only thing on my mind. However, I have to give him he's 76.
I know.
My grandpa, I've told him 100 times how to get on Netflix. He doesn't know how to get on Netflix. I have it written down on notes all over his apartment.
Oh my God, my grandpa, he came back. So he was in the city, and I saw him in Florida over break, and he's like, God, I had a really rough day. I got out of the taxi, I paid the tax, and I realized I dropped his money clip full of and my grandpa's old school Italian.
Yeah.
There was a lot of dollar bills in that money clip, let me tell you. He told the family we all had a mini heart attack, like, holy shit, that was like a lot of money. So we're like, we'll get past it, he's gonna get past it later. So we come back to New York, my grandma comes back to New York, and she goes to my grandpa's closet, and the money clip was in his closet.
Oh, thank God.
He didn't leave it in the taxi, so it was a really great moment. Of course, my Italian grandmother found it and then ripped my grandpa a new one. You idiot!
I've lost my credit card 3 times in the last month.
Oh no, at the bar.
So I am fully capable of losing a Picasso vase, is what I'm saying. Like I'm just like.
You leave it open at the bar.
Oh, I have no idea where I left it. Like I really have, like on the street in a taxi. I just like would get home and then I'd freeze it and I'd wait 3 days and be like, can't find it, and order a new one. And
I thought you meant
that
you
one.
put it in the freezer.
But
You're just blacked out. You're like, I can't find it.
if you do see Brittany go into a bar, go in the bar with her, because she probably will leave that tab open and just like get a couple
it would be
drinks.
great if you guys could help me out and make it a collective effort, because I cannot remember shit. I mean, that's why I don't open up tabs half the time. I'm like your grandfather. I walk around with like cash, because I will leave a tab open for days.
You are like an old school Italian man from the Bronx.
Thank you so much.
You do have that vibe.
Forget about it.
Yeah, that's a mess. And when he called the train station and said, hey, I left it, they can't find it.
Of course.
So obviously someone stole it. But the thing is, if I saw a vase, I wouldn't really want to, I would probably say someone left a vase. I wouldn't be like, oh, this is a Picasso vase.
Well, hopefully, I kind of
Maybe he just had Picasso written on it.
Yeah, just like property of Picasso.
With the price tag.
I mean, I hope it's not some idiot that got it. I hope it's someone who appreciates art. It's like, oh my God, a Picasso vase. But more than probably some idiot who just is now, I don't know, like.
Has flowers in it.
Has flowers in it.
Like peeing in it.
You know what I hope happens? That in like 15 years, somebody who found this and just thought it was a pretty vase goes on Antique Roadshow and like has their mind blown.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's what I'm looking for. I'm an old person, I'm sorry. I love that show.
A Kevin Picasso original?
Well, guys, now it's time for today's guest. We first met Kristin Cavallari on Laguna Beach and the Hills, and we've watched her turn into a boss as the founder of her own lifestyle brand, Uncommon James. Now her hit e-show, Very Cavallari, is back for season 2 and offers an inside look into how she manages her business and life as mom and wife. Take a look.
This season on Very Cavallari. Jesus!
Ducks don't just fly in, like you gotta call them in.
Oh my God, Jay and I sat in on each other's collar. So that's the key to a good start.
What do you think about Brittany?
She was the devil to me.
Some boxes are going out empty.
How many?
10 a week.
10 a week?
Jay and I are in a serious funk right now. When you're playing football, I had to give up my whole life. I don't feel that from you.
I'm just so pissed off right now. I'm gonna freak out.
I will throw you under the bus in a heartbeat.
I actually don't care if everybody's best friends. I'm trying to run a company, and I need the best people possible.
Very Cavallari returns Sunday, March 3rd at 10. Only on E!
Everyone, please give a warm BUILD Brunch welcome to Kristin Cavallari.
Hi, thank you.
Kristin.
Hi.
I love this show.
Thank you.
It is so much fun. One, because you are a boss, and I like the way you run your business is how I feel like I would run my business.
I
It's
love
very
it.
inspiring.
Thanks.
But two, your staff is very funny and hilarious. I have to ask first off, why does Shannon still work for you?
It's a question I have too.
So
I love that that's the first question. You're gonna have to watch Sunday night. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Okay. Well, I do love her, by the way. I just feel like maybe she'd be a better friend.
Yeah, she's not a great employee. That's for sure.
So for season 2, what can we expect? What's maybe going to be different from the first season?
Season 2 is a little bit more personal. It's a little bit more raw and more real. A lot more Jay. You know, you got to give the people what they want. They wanted more Jay, so Jay's definitely on it more.
He's a star. He loves it though. He's a star.
You know, it's funny. Season 1, he was just being himself. You know, he didn't really think about it. And then obviously he had such a positive reaction.
Right.
And so yeah, like day 1 shooting season 2, like he came in hot. He was ready to go. He had his jokes. You know, like he's
I picture him writing.
He's feeling himself a little bit.
So that's the vibe I get from him. Like he tries to be really low key, but I know he's like into it. And what I love the most is that he really supports you.
Yeah.
And so has that been the feedback? Because he can be like kind of stern, but then like the moment you need him, he's like right there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's one of the reasons I love him so much. He's incredibly loyal. And yes, you know, it's been interesting because obviously my whole world for the last 8 years revolved around Jay and his football schedule, and we were living his life. And then as soon as he retired, Uncommon James really took off, and you know, the show obviously and everything. And so we've sort of switched roles. So it's been just trying to like navigate this new normal. It's been interesting.
Would you say that's maybe the biggest challenge in season 2 that your storyline is gonna have?
Yeah, personally, yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you have 3 children, which you, and I think this is a good idea, keep them off camera.
Yeah.
But isn't that kind of difficult to do when they're just filming all the time? Like, how do you even navigate that?
So, It's actually pretty easy.
You're wrong, Allie.
Yeah, you're wrong. I'm wrong. I'm just gonna. Bye. Got it from
really nice to know you.
No, so we try to only film at our house once or twice a week, so not much. And when we do, they're typically at school, or my daughter, she goes to school 2 days a week, but she takes a 3-hour nap during the day. So they're not around it that much, and if they are, they actually like watching the monitors and watching us film it. So they kind of get involved that way. But they're not saying like, oh, I want to be on camera.
Right.
You know, I want to be very Cavallari. Like they're still young. They're 6, 4, and 3. So I don't even know if they really wrap their heads around it. Quite honestly.
Yeah.
So no, we've actually found that it's worked out very well.
Great.
Yeah.
And Jay is obviously, as we just mentioned, loved on the show. But was there some convincing getting him on? I mean.
Yes, big time. Once, initially when this show came about, I wasn't even really supposed to be on it that much. It was mostly going to be about my staff, a la Vanderpump Rules. Yeah, that was sort of my inspiration. So I'd like pop in and out, but I wouldn't really. It wouldn't be about my life. And then Focus tested it, and for that I had to convince Jay to do one scene. I was like, please just do one scene with me. I'm trying to get this show sold, and that tested the highest. Go figure.
Wow.
So Jay from that moment on. And so then I had to get Jay on board. I had to get my best friend on board, because then it morphed into obviously what it's become.
Yes.
So yes, I had to give everything that I could to try to get him on the show.
Yes, and I'm curious, back to your children really quickly, would you show them Laguna Beach and the hills growing up? I mean, I know you're careful with how they're involved now.
Not now, for sure, because they're a little too young. I'm sure at some point when they get older, they'll find it, but I will never sit them down and be like, let's see what mommy was like.
At 17,
yeah, that will never happen, I promise you.
Oh, gosh, that's so funny.
And I want to talk about your lifestyle brand, Uncommon James. So what was your initial inspiration behind it?
So I launched with a jewelry line, and at the time I just wanted a line that was easy, quite honestly. I wanted to design a line for the modern woman, and the modern woman doesn't have 10 minutes every morning to try on different pieces of jewelry. I just wanted a line that you could throw things on, it could take you from day to night, you could wear it with what you already own, so just an effortless collection that we don't have to think about.
Love it. And you have a new jewelry line coming out now, right?
Yeah, so we have, every 6 to 8 weeks now we have new pieces, so just to keep everything fresh. So I'm constantly coming out with new stuff. We just had a lot of spring items come out. We have more coming out in 2 weeks. So yeah, it's been fun. And then I also launched Little James, which is my baby and kid clothing line, which is also very meaningful to me. My kids are my fit models, and it's the only thing, quite honestly, that they care about that I'm doing. So that's been fun. And I just wanted to marry what both mom and dad want their kids to wear with what kids actually want to wear, because usually there's a huge gap in between the two. And so I really do ask my kids' opinion, so it's really fun for me.
So cute.
I love that.
Thanks.
And hearing how you speak about the evolution of the show, it kind of gets me thinking, like, it maybe started off Vanderpump Rules, but really is more, and you are more like Bethany Frankel's reality show, because you have these incredible businesses. And how has the show helped promote and expand your business?
Yeah, I mean, a lot. That's honestly why I did the show initially, was to help promote Uncommon James. And I will say, once that first episode of Very Cavallari aired, it sort of catapulted us to this next level overnight. I went from having about 4 employees to now I'm in the 70s.
Whoa.
So it's been crazy in such a good way, but it's, it was stressful to try to keep up with everything. So, but all great problems.
And not to mention, you're also a New York Times bestselling author, which was like, add that to the list of things you do. Cool. But you also wrote a cookbook, right? True Roots.
Yeah, True Roots.
What was like writing a cookbook?
It was such a passion project of mine, honestly. I'm a very healthy eater. My cookbook is all gluten-free, refined sugar-free, and I just wanted to share with everybody that you can actually eat everything you want as long as you're choosing the right ingredients. And so, yeah, I loved working on that every second.
Is there a favorite recipe you have in the book?
I love duck. That's my favorite kind of meat. And so there's a duck recipe with a caramelized blackberry glaze, which I could just eat with a spoon. I love it so much.
And you also have a collaboration with an Australian-based baby line called Sapling Child. Tell us about that.
I did. It was like a one-off kind of capsule collection. So I did that over the summer, and that was my introduction into baby and kid clothing. And I loved it so much. So then I came up, I followed it up with Little James. So
that's so
yeah,
awesome.
Thankful to them for giving me that opportunity.
Like, how do you have time to be a mom? Like, that's like I'm looking at all the things you do. I'm like, I can barely have time to go watch TV. I'm too stressed.
Right. You know what? I don't know. I'm up at 5 a.m. so that I can work out before my kids wake up, so I'm able to make breakfast and make their lunches and everything. And then, I'm lucky because I do own my own company. I can essentially make my own hours. So I take my kids to school, I go to the office, and then if I want to leave at 2:30 to go pick them up, I can.
Awesome.
So I'm lucky that I'm able to kind of do some of that stuff.
Such a good role model to them, too.
Thank you. It's very
I also love at the end of the first season, I love your dynamic with Kelly. I can tell that is such an authentic and real friendship. Like the way you guys laugh together, I call it
so ridiculous.
I call it homie laugh.
Like I feel like we're always like saying inside jokes. I'm like, does the audience get it, or like are we just? We're so.
But that's why I connect, because like every friend, you have those inside jokes. And you guys are laughing at it so hard that even though I don't get it, I'm like, that looks like fun. Like,
you don't get it. That's good to know. I'm gonna have to tell her. We're gonna have to explain.
No, don't explain it. Just like live in the moment. Also, are you gonna set her up on some dates in the second season?
You know, Kelly, talk about busy. Kelly is a busy woman, and she is sort of like, I have no time to date. But yes, I mean, that's her storyline. Season 2 is definitely her dating and getting out there. So you'll see some of that. Jay thinks he's her dating coach, loves to give her advice, which is always interesting and funny. So there'll be a lot of that.
I'm very invested in that storyline, so I'm happy that it's going to be a part of season 2.
I love that.
We thought it would be fun to wrap things up with a fun game of Who Said It? And these are all things that people from Very Cavallari have said, okay? So do you know who said this?
Okay.
I'm not being a Debbie Downer, I'm being a realistic Rhonda.
Oh, God.
Shannon? Yes, it was Shannon.
Ooh, good job. Okay, I have one. You might as well ask her out with a bag of Doritos on your couch.
Wow, I have no idea.
That was also Shannon.
She's good with the one-liner.
Yeah,
good
the
TV.
one-liner.
Right.
All right, I have one. She doesn't speak English, and I don't know how to tell her to heal in German. She's like, bitch, I don't speak your language.
That's me. Talking about my German Shepherd.
And the last one is, I want to forgive you, and I want to forget you.
Ooh, so dramatic. God. Brittany?
Well, we kind of would test, that was Lauren the Heidi Montag from back in the day. That was a mean one.
You're right. See, now I remember.
That
was a good one. That was a good one.
That's a great quote.
Speaking of The Hills, there's a reboot apparently in the works. Are you gonna watch it?
Of course I'm gonna be watching it. I saw Adrina a few weeks ago. She was spilling some tea, and it's gonna be juicy. It's gonna be good, so I'm excited to see it like everybody else.
Cool. We cannot wait. And it was so fun talking. Thank you for hanging out with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. And guys, Very Cavallari returns Sunday, March 3rd at 10, 9 Central on E! That's all from us. We'll see you guys on Monday, same time, same table.